Do you believe in God? Do you believe in religion? Do you believe in Allah? Do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in like a Hindu God? Like, what is your opinion on religion? Like, let me know in the comments what your opinion on God is. Like, do you have a favorite God? Do you believe in the universe? Do you believe that after we die we come back? Like, what's your belief system? If you believe in Jesus, why do you believe in Jesus? Like, religion is a concept that is in all sorts of countries in the world. There's so many world views and so many different religions and so many different cultures. Now, my opinion in religion, well, my mom is Hindu and my dad is Catholic. So I already had like a mixed background of going to the church and going to the Hindu temple growing up. Now, my opinion when it comes to religion is very divisive. A lot of people get divided by religion. A lot of wars are started over religion. There's a lot of culture divide. And I think that it's an issue in the world, and especially in society. Like, I grew up in London, where London is very multicultural. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to West London. It's a very multicultural city. A lot of Asian people, a lot of black people, a lot of white people. Now, religion becomes a topic from a school. Just from going to school, we had religious education, and we had, these sort of, you're Muslim or you're black or you're white or you're Christian, you're Catholic, you're Hindu, you're Sikh, and you get put into the category of where you belong, like in school. And it's kind of wild because to me, like, my mom is Asian, but my dad is Catholic. So I was always in like a middle. Like, I've been baptized, but I've also gone to like the mandir, that's like the Indian temple, and I've had both. Now, when it comes to God, I think that it's really cool to have a religious opinion, but I think some people can get too into religion. Like, some people can take religion to the point where they're praying every single day, so much, they're going to the church, they're trying to get other people to join their religion, and they become too much. Like, those Jehovah Witness people that come to your house all the time and try to get you to convert and get you to join their religion. And like, I just think that whatever you believe in your head is important. Like, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but when you start to push your religion onto other people and try to get people to join your religion, and it's like it's us against them and it's us against them, and if you don't believe what I believe, then you're gonna go to hell. And I feel like that's where religion can become sticky. That's when religion can become out of hand, because you're not actually listening to other people's points of view. You're just listening to your own point of view, which you got your point of view from your parents, they got their opinion from their parents, and they got their opinion from their parents, and it gets passed down. And it's like, in society, especially when you're mixed race, or when you have parents of different religions, or you come from a multicultural background, it's harder in society when everyone puts people into the box, like, are you Sikh, are you Hindu, are you Muslim, are you Christian, when you could be someone who's got a Christian mom and a Muslim dad, or you could be someone who's got a Sikh dad and a Chinese mom. You could have someone who's Buddhist, you could have a best friend who's Jehovah or Jewish, or different categories, and I think that in life, when we put people into these categories of, oh, you're this and you're that, it kind of segregates people. And I just feel like in religion it's hard, and especially for me. So I grew up in London, and my first girlfriend was very religious, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then, as the relationship went on, she became more religious and more religious, and then it got to a point for me where I was smoking with my friends, I wanted to drink with my friends and have a good time, but she was always like, oh, you can't do that, because if you do that, you're going to go to hell. And it's like, why do people have a thing of, if people live their lives, it's, you're going to go to hell, you're going to go here, and you're going to do this? But it's like, how do we define what a good person is or a bad person? Because there's something like Robin Hood. Robin Hood used to steal from the rich and then give to the poor. It's like, where would that person go? Because if you put them in heaven because they gave to poor people, but then you can't put them in hell because, oh, they stole from rich people. So it's like, they're stealing, but then they're giving as well. So it's kind of like yin and yang. It's like that black and white. And sometimes in life, it's not very black and white. There's always like a middle ground, but people never really think about that middle ground. Like, do you ever sometimes just think to yourself, like, why do I believe what I believe? Look, why do I believe this? Like, where are my beliefs actually coming from? Like, where did I get this belief from? Did I get it from my parents? Did I get it from my school? Did I get it from my friends? Like, where do these beliefs come from? Like, for example, let's say someone comes up to you with the Bible and they start talking to you about religion. If like, for example, even European people, if European people never went to Africa, they wouldn't even know what Jesus is. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, even when you look at the world, like the worldview, there's so many islands that if you go to those islands and you say, oh, do you know what a Buddhist person is? Do you know what a Mormon person is? They're not even going to know what that person is. Like, I've been to remote islands, I've been to different countries, and I've seen the fact of, like, different people have such different outlooks on life, but it's all depending on where you're born, where you grew up, your friends, your circles. So I don't think there's ever a right or wrong, because let's say, for example, You was born in Amsterdam. You was born in the Netherlands, where you can drink publicly, you can drink on public roads, you can drink everywhere. There's bars and restaurants, and drinking alcohol is very normal. Now, let's say you're born in another country in Asia where it's illegal. Like, for example, my mom's village in Gujarat in India, it's illegal. You can't buy alcohol, you can't sell alcohol, you can't drink alcohol. You're going to have completely different views on alcohol just by where you're born. You know what I'm trying to say? So this is what I'm saying, that I think when it comes to religion and God, like, you can believe in God, but sometimes different people can have different opinions on, even when people say, oh, you should do this before you're married, or you can't do this until you're married. Where do these thoughts come from? Where does the idea, concept of marriage even come from? Like, where do these ideas come from that after you die, this will happen? Because at the end of the day, we are living on earth now. We do not know what will happen after we die. We don't know what's going to happen after this. All we know is, it's the same. Like, you don't know what happened before you was born. You know, people talk about the past and before you was born, but you wasn't there. You didn't exist. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, people talk about what's going to happen after you die, but what happened before you even existed? You know, there's a whole world of people and politicians and world and all these events that happen even before you was born. So people never talk about that. They always say, oh, but after you die, this is going to happen. But how do you know it's not just game over? How do you know that, you know, your life is what's important, your present moment? That's why they say it's a present, because it's a gift, you know, living now, living in the moment, trying to appreciate the people around you, the time, the friends, the family. You know, these are what I think is actually important in life, but people don't cover that. People always talk about, oh, what's going to happen after, or what's going to happen if you do this. But I think the matter is, even when it comes to church and religion and these kinds of stuff, it's that sometimes I think you have to think for yourself, you know, be a free thinking person. Like, you know, not just follow the crowd. Don't just think, oh, I think this because everybody else thinks this, you know? And I think that's where people can get trapped into these mindsets of, you know, and that's actually why me and my first like relationship broke up, was because of religion, because I I was feeling suffocated because it was too religious for me, and I'm like, this is not the person I want to be with. I don't want to have all these rules of, oh, you can't do this, but you can do this, and if you do this, you'll get judged by doing this and that. And it's like, no, like, I think that's too much for a person. I think that, you know, you need to live your life and do what you feel is comfortable. If you feel that, you know, if you don't drink, if you don't smoke, if you don't do these things, that you're going to be seen better by God, or you're going to be seen better by someone else, then that's fine. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, God gave us free choice, God gave us free will, gave us the power to do what we want to do. And I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, everyone has few human choices. Like, you're using, literally using your choice right now to watch this video. You didn't have to click on this video, you didn't have to watch this video, but you use your own free choice to watch this video, click on this video, listen to me. I'm a random person on the internet talking, but you're listening to my opinion. And this is what I'm trying to say, that even my opinion is my opinion. Like, everyone can have their own opinion, but I feel like when it comes to the subject of religion, it gets twisted into this sort of mindset of, oh, it's us against them, or this person against that person, and this person thinks this, so they're wrong and I'm right. But it's like, at the end of the day, we are all just living on the same planet with the same 24 hours. We're all humans. We all got the same blood and bone and sweat and tears. So at the end of the day, we all need sleep. We all need to wake up in the morning. If I cut my hand and someone else cuts their hand, we're going to bleed the same. You know what I'm trying to say? So my real opinion is, deep down, is treat people right, treat people good, treat people the way you want to be treated. And I feel like people shouldn't take these things too far. And I think that people do take them too far. And that's when we have all these wars, we have all these problems, and you have all these protests, and you have all these events, because people are saying, no, he's right, I'm right. No, but sometimes it's good to listen to other people's perspective and other people's worldviews. I've been to Asia, I've been to Bali, I've seen Buddhist people, I've been to Turkey, I've seen Muslim people, I've been to Mormon countries, I've been to Christian countries, Catholic countries, I've been to all sorts. You know, I've had friends from all sorts of backgrounds. So it's always interesting to look at life from different people's points of view. I've been to Australia, I met people who are in the church, I met people who don't believe in religion, I met all kinds of people. And I think that, you know, to have a worldview and a rounded view is to have friends from different kind of backgrounds, different kinds of ways of life. So you're not just, you know, in this one circle, and you actually explore, you know what I mean? But anyways, I got my idea from Nick Rambles. I'm going to put his video in the description, because I really enjoyed his video, and I thought, you know what, I can get on the internet and talk about my opinion as well. Let me know in the comments what your opinion is on religion. Do you follow a religion? Do you believe in God? Do you believe the world's going to end soon? Let me know.